What up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew coming back at you with another episode of the Jaguar podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing whether the Jaguars should claim former Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. off of waivers. So let's get into it. Before we start, as always, if you want to show your support for the channel, hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon if you want updates on latest content. All right, so it was recently announced that Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. has been released from the Browns. So this is very interesting. There's a lot of chatter about whether the Jaguars should pursue Odell Beckham Jr. and put a claim on him off of waivers. Long story short, guys, I don't think the Jags should do this, and I'll tell you why. I don't think they should do this because Odell Beckham Jr. He has not been reliable from a health or durability perspective. He's only played really two full seasons out of the 8 in his career. He's always hurt. I think he had some issues with his foot, with a broken foot, and just staying healthy. So I think it's a type of guy that he's going to demand a lot of money, but you're not going to get a lot of production out of him, or he's going to be hurt. I also think that he's a drama queen, and we have a lot of drama in that Jacksonville locker room right now with Urban Meyer kind of stinking it up with all of his antics. But I just don't feel like this would be a good decision from a locker room perspective. It really reminds me of Jalen Ramsey and that whole fiasco, and him, showing up at a Brinks truck and fighting with the coaches and just causing drama. So I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. would be good for the Jaguars in that perspective. I mean, he's a great player. He has, in his career, 504 receptions, 7,062 yards receiving, and 51 touchdowns. So that's really good. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl wide receiver. I think he can play special teams too, and, is a punt returner. But, I mean, it's just, again, how toxic can this locker room get? And do we need another guy that's causing drama? I don't think so. I think likely if we did claim him off of waivers, he's going to want big money next year, at least $20 to $30 million in guaranteed money. I think, honestly, is he really going to want to play here either? I mean, Jacksonville's not a very good or a very big football market right now. And I think he's the type of guy that will want a big market. He wants a lot of exposure. He's a big social media guy. And I don't think Jacksonville is that place yet. I think it has the potential to get there. And I'll be talking more about that in another episode on how to fix the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I'd rather honestly just use the cap for a free agent or a wide receiver like Allen Robinson, a guy that wants to be in Jacksonville. He did an interview, I believe it was with Brett Martineau and Austin Lane on Sports Talk 690 on ESPN radio, and he had said that he would entertain coming back to Jacksonville if the situation was right. And I think Allen Robinson, he's going to be a free agent next year. That the Bears put the franchise tag on him. I'd love to see him here. I think it's possible, and I would use the cap money on him. I'd pay him the bag at this point because we need a deep threat. We need a guy like Allen Robinson who's tall, who can overpower corners and defensive backs, and I think he could definitely help the Jaguars take the next step from a passing attack and an offensive perspective. So, yeah, I think that's really what we should do. I don't think we should claim him off of waivers. He's a drama queen. He got into it with Baker Mayfield. The Giants didn't want him either. So I just don't think this guy would be good for Jacksonville. I think it would be a bad decision. But let me know how you feel about this situation. Would you claim Odell Beckham Jr. off of waivers? I wouldn't, but let me know how you feel. Leave a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. Subscribe to the channel as always, guys. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time. Duval. What's up, everybody? It's Andrew from the Jaguar Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, there's more content over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as always. And remember, this is a podcast, so you can find this pretty much wherever you find podcasts. There I'll be doing interviews of current and former Jaguars players, including Joe Schobert, DeJuan Smoot, Shaq Quarterman, etc. And I also do interviews of former Jaguars players, including Natron Means, Jimmy Smith, Tom McManus, etc. So be sure to check out the podcast, subscribe to it, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, go Jags, and I'll see you next time.